Hey guys, Thrasher here, and I've spent the last week with Early Access and Elder Scrolls Blades, and I think it's time we go over my top 5 tips for new players. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, so the first tip, and the one that people could miss out big on if they're not paying attention, is the store. Every single day, the store gives a free item. There are no login bonuses in the game, so you don't just log in and get a free item every single time you log in. What they do instead is you have to go to the store every single day, and there will be an item at the very top, it resets once a day, that you get absolutely for free. If it's a chest, say it's a silver chest or a golden chest, there is no timer to open the chest, it just immediately opens, you get everything inside. Sometimes it's copper, sometimes it's stuff that's not super important, you may not care about, sometimes it's just a single soul gem, it could be anything, but make sure you go to the store every single day and check at the very top for your free item that you're going to get, and make sure to grab that. The second tip has to do with how you progress in the game and what you should be getting and when. So we're going to go to the town here real quick, and the first thing I want to mention is the two most important buildings in your town are the blacksmith and the enchanter, and let's talk about that a little bit. So first off, the blacksmith is super important because you want to be able to repair your gear, and you want to be able to make better quality gear as the game goes on. And once you make gear, you want to be able to enchant that gear because you need regen. And we'll talk about health regen here in a moment in another tip, but the key here is you need to have the blacksmith and the enchanter so that you can start farming copper, because you are pretty copper deprived in this game. It's the most important thing that you're going to be using and building your town with if you're a newer player and you're not spending money. So if you're not spending money, you need to be doing two things to get copper. The best way to get copper, although some might say a little bit tedious, is to do abyss runs. So the abyss can be fun, but you have to be doing a couple things before you can actually get copper, because you have to make it multiple floors through the abyss before you can actually get copper. So the other way that you can do that is after you've got your blacksmith and your enchanter, you might want to start investing in a workshop. Once you have a level 3 workshop, they sell copper fairly regularly, and you can get copper that way so that you can continue to build your town up. Until you're able to run the abyss fairly regularly and easily getting through 5 to 6 floors at a time, you're going to be very copper deprived. So let's talk about my fourth tip, which is probably the most important one. Health regen is absolutely everything in this game. So let's go ahead and click here, and we're going to go up to character, and we're going to look at some of the gear that I have on that actually has health regen on it. Let's look at the gloves first. So before you're level 23, there's no easy way to get health regen other than enchanting gloves so that they're of absorption. So if we open this and then we look at it, we're going to see that every time that you do damage with a weapon, you're going to get either 2 or 3 health back when you do damage with that weapon. Now the other key here is when we back out, every time you get health back, there's another way to increase that amount of health. So if we open these boots here, we're going to see that these boots give plus 8 to healing effects. So increase healing effects by 8. Every time you get health, you're going to get 8 more health than you would have got. So before, with just those gloves, every time I swing at an opponent, I'm going to get 2 health. With these boots, I now get 10 health every single time. And you can get enchantments like this on your chest, you can get it on your helmet, you can get it on... Let's just kind of go through here, and we're not going to show everything, but if we look at my helmet, we can see that the helmet also has the increase to healing effects by 7. So between just my boots and my helmet, I'm getting a plus 15 every single time that I would heal. I'll get 15 more than normal. So as I'm swinging at opponents, I'm getting a ton of extra health, and it allows me to outlive them as I'm going through abyss runs. And the key here is when you're doing the abyss, it's not like a normal job, it's not like a normal quest where there are items strewn about that will give you health. There's no real way to get health other than to regen or to use potions. Potions will run out very quickly, and it's very expensive. So you want to make sure that you absolutely have these health regen options. Now, once you have this and you have your gloves of absorption, it's time to look at skills and figure out other ways that you can increase your health. So let's go ahead and back out of here, and then we're going to go over to skills, and there's a few that I have to build up here, but let's go to perks first. When you hit level 23, this is the most important perk you can get. It is Healing Surge. So what it says is increases health regeneration while stamina is high, and at level 1 it's by up to 9 per second. Now, the amount of 9 per second, 10 per second as you level it up isn't huge. The key is that you are gaining health every single second, which allows your items that have the enchantments that increase healing by X amount to add that much healing. So you're getting 9 per second from this, but the key is maybe you're getting 30 per second from all of your items. So even if this were 1 per second right here, you'd be getting 31 per second. Now, because this is 9, if you have 30 on your items, then you're getting 39 per second. So as you can see, increasing this by 1 or 2 or 3 isn't going to be huge. What's really important is that you have at least 1 point in this, so that way as your stamina is high, you're getting a ton of health back. Now, there are a couple other spells that you can use and abilities that will increase your ability to regen health. Let's go ahead and back out of here, and they are over in the abilities area. This adrenaline dodge, which is fairly important, but if you spec your character correctly and you're paying attention in battle, you don't really need to use the adrenaline dodge. It's sort of a last resort, and the reason for that is it can heal you a pretty fair amount, but it reduces your stamina because you have to use stamina to use this ability, and when your stamina is low, the amount that you regen from the healing surge goes down. So you want to keep that healing surge regen as high as you can and try to stay away from these. Instead, what you could do is use spells. So there's a few spells over here. I have Absorb right here. Absorb puts essentially a shield around your character, and it absorbs damage that you take. Once the absorb shield is done, it's actually going to heal you for all that it absorbed. The other thing that you want to grab once you have enough magicka and you're high enough level is this blizzard armor right here. It increases your defense, it allows you to take more damage, and it regens you more on top of everything else you're also regenning while it's active. So once it gets damaged and goes away, you don't regen from it anymore, but during that period of time while it's up, you are extremely tanky. So now that we generally understand one of the most important enchants that we should have on our items, and we understand the abilities that we should be using when we go into the Abyss, let's go into the Abyss and see generally how combat's going to work and a couple key things that you need to know. So for our 5th tip, we're going to look at how combos work and how shield blocking works, because you're going to have a lot of opponents that are going to try to block when you are doing the Abyss. So let's go ahead and back out of here, and we're going to go into the Abyss. And we are level 24, so let's start at 20. The key to the Abyss is as you go through, you're going to get more and more items. Once you kill a monster, it's going to give you some credit towards an item. Once you complete that item, it's going to give you another item that you're going to have to start working towards getting. Now, as you collect items, the items will continue to get better and better. So you want to go as far as you can, but if you're too low level in the Abyss compared to your actual level, so right now I'm level 24. If I were to start at level 15, I would get no credit towards my items. But at level 20, you get a teeny tiny bit of credit. The real sweet spot is trying to start 3 levels below where you are. So I'd like to start at 21, but that's not an option at 24. So we'll start at 20. We won't really get credit at first. We'll kill a few things, work our way through, and as we go through, we'll get better and better items. Eventually, you should get copper, and then you'll get a golden chest. And you used to be able to get legendary artifacts from this, but they've changed that with a recent patch. Hopefully they change it back. No one's sure whether they're going to or not yet. A lot of people think that it was kind of a stealth nerf, but there were some other issues there that caused the legendary artifacts not to show up in chests either, and they did fix that. So hopefully they fix it in the Abyss. And let's look at actual combos and shield stuff. So we're gonna go forward and look at how blocking works for the opponents rather than for ourselves, and then we're going to look at how combos work. Now the key to a combo is as you touch the screen, you're going to charge an attack. If you start from one side and then you go to the other, you're gonna get a combo. And one thing you'll notice is this guy is trying to block, but his shield only stays high for a brief second there. I didn't wait for his shield to lower, so I got blocked. But if his shield goes up, come on, put your shield up, it'll drop down, because they can only hold their shield up for a very short period of time. And there we go. There we go. Boom, he's dead. So now we can kill this next guy. And he brought his shield up, so it stopped my attack. Now if I wait for his shield to lower, I can hit him. Boom. Cool. So that's the key to how this all works. Now you can bring your shield up too. I don't know if you saw there. My shield goes up and then it lowers. So it only does a full block while it's up high. So you don't want to just hold it there. You'll take almost full damage, and it won't be very effective if you're holding it there the entire time. And as you'll notice in the top right, I'm starting to get credit towards the item itself that I'm trying to get. I'm not getting a ton of credit because I am 4 levels below where I'm supposed to be. Bring your shield up so we can see it one more time. And his shield, he didn't hold it, so you could see it drop. But that's generally how this works. As you run through the Abyss, you are going to continue to get better items. And one thing you'll notice here, if you look at the bottom of the screen at my health, I have a ton of that health regen that I was talking about. So I can just sit here and take damage, and I have no issues regenning health. I don't need to really pay attention. As you get to stronger and stronger opponents, you do need to pay attention. But one of the keys there is you'll notice that when I raise my weapon, they'll raise their shield a lot of the time. And what you can do is kind of stall them out so you can get health back while they're trying to block. See, he's blocking, I'm getting health back. And I got health back when I hit him because I have those gloves of absorption. And we'll kill this guy. And I think this will about be it for the video because this is a lot of information. But with this, you should easily be able to get through a few levels of the Abyss, even if you're a low-level player. And once you get to level 23, you can really start crushing it. The key is you want to clear at least 5 to 6 levels, so that way you can get your golden chest and you get your other stuff. Normally, that'll get you pretty close to some copper, possibly even get you some copper. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, you think I missed anything super important for a brand new player, throw it down below. Let me know how long you guys have been playing, because I'm pretty interested to see if everyone's already playing, if a few people haven't got in yet, because I do know a couple people are still having issues with that, but generally it has released everywhere. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.